and not Jeter, to Bronx Bombers cards, and we're going to race to 1,000. He's Bronx Bombers is racing to 1,000 with Derek Jeter. I've talked to Dustin Abraham, and he is in the process of counting up his Kirby Puckett collection, which I think from talking to him we're very close. And I'm going to do the same with Emmitt Smith. And I'm going to try going forward to show, each Emmitt that I add to the collection. The All Madden Team action pack. And there you have it. Mr. Emmitt. This is a nice card. Single one. So we got a game used at a 15 clear vision Emmitt Smith. Who wants to have a look? Bam! That is sick. Smith, 2017, that is his 1990 Topps Traded rookie, and this is a Beckett. Just what I expected from Antonio. 9-5. Let's get this out of the way. Higher end, even though it's out of 500, what I consider higher end. Man, when you look at this bad boy. Camera focused in here. That's right. 6 out of 2250 in the front. I like this card. Uniform. Flip it and boom. Got the purple. And those three together. I gotta look. I think this is all three of this particular card. I'm gonna have to do some digging on this one to find out how to, label it and whatnot. But what I can say is I'm certain that I don't have it. And that's a very cool addition. 91 Upper Deck. Pretty sure I got it. Collector's Choice. 95 Season to Remember. I think I have that one. Proline. Profiles again. 93. 8 of 9. I think this is like a whole set dedicated to Emmitt, and I think you've gotten a lot of them. And for my collection, so let's go ahead and do that, right? How about it? That's what I wanted to do. And that is the Purple Crusades. That one definitely makes the counter go off, and that is a gorgeous card. I looked at the checklist. I saw Emmitt had it. It's impeccable. Emmitt Smith, and we'll do the reveal. And there you go. Impeccable. This is 2019 impeccable Emmitt box right now. I can't find it in any of my insert collections, so that hits it too. What's good, car family? Happy Thursday. How's everybody doing tonight? I hope well. First of all, it's backwards, right? But it is 22 out of 25. Car family for life. Cheers, everyone. So this is going to be a long, but for me, special video. This is going to be the completion of a goal and that I set for myself along with some others. And, it represents like some hyper focus and some hard work and really represents so much contribution from everybody in this group, in the card family. And to reiterate something that I've said before, the card family is not a club. It's not anything special. You don't have to be anything special to get in. It's all of us. We're all a card family. So whether you're in the card crew or card cutters or whatever, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, whatever whatever you are, wherever your people are, we're all part of the card family. So that being said, just saw a kind of a little recap of how this whole Emmitt counter thing got started, and I would be I would regret doing this video if I didn't mention a few people. And first of all, I want to mention Nate Tops 85 401. I think for me, he was one of the original inspirations. He's a Barry Bonds collector, and I know there's a lot of guys that super collect, but seeing his collection, seeing how he did it, how he works it, his room, everything. Huge inspiration. Appreciate you, Nate. Solid dude. And just I know he inspired other people that inspired me too. Number two, Antonio Collazo, my dog, my homie from the day we started this YouTube journey. Me and Antonio, Bobby, Spartan Dogs, like, man, when we started this YouTube thing, like, we kept each other going for a long time. But Antonio is my brother from another mother, my straight up homie, man. And I think he's up to like 2,400 plus Peyton Mannings now. And the way he organized his collection, the way he collects, I got so much inspiration from him. I don't talk to you enough these days or watch enough of your videos, man, but just keep in mind, if you're watching this, that as I build my collection, like, everything I do, man, is really built on what I learned watching you do it. And you do it better than anyone I've seen do it. If y'all don't know him, check him out, Antonio Collazo. A couple other guys, and there's a lot of people. I can't name everyone, but I want to give a special shout out to, number one, Bronx Bombers. Bronx Bombers cards, my good friend Mike. He got me back into collecting in late 2016. Something, him and I met as kids. I think I was 16, he was like 13 or something. We were neighbors. We collected cards, we traded cards, and we were into it for years in the late 80s, early 90s. And, life happened. We both fell out of it, started doing other things. But not only did it get me back into collecting cards, but really Mike kind of inspired this race to 1,000. And the race to 1,000 part kind of got left, and we just all kind of became super collectors. But at the time, I think Nate Tops 85 401 was going for 5,000 Barry Bonds. So Mike hit me up, and he's like, man, why don't we try to get 1,000 of our player? Mike was doing Jeter, Dustin was doing Kirby Puckett. We all still are. And of course, I was doing Emmitt Smith. And at the time, I'd never even counted my Emmitt Smiths. But I knew I had a lot, and I didn't have any super nice ones or anything. I had a few from my childhood collection, so I counted them all, and I had 320. I had 320 cards. And we came up with this idea. I don't think we came up with it. I'm sure other people have, but we put our own spin on it. I don't want to say we originated anything, but we started this super collecting. But I wanted to give a shout out to Mike, because really, Mike had the idea of the race to 1,000, and that's what inspired me to start doing the counter and keeping the counter and keeping up with it. And at first, I was like, hey, let's see who gets to 1,000 first. By the way, it was me. We'll see who gets to 1,000 first. And, it started like that. So secondly, Dustin Abraham plays a huge part in that. Dustin really coined the super collector thing. He created the super collector group on Facebook. If you're not a member of it, check it out. I'll try to throw a link up in here or put a blurb or something to where I get it in there. But Dustin creating that group, and also Dustin's doing a counter, collecting Kirby's. We started creating spreadsheets. We're sharing stuff. And brought Eloy the Goat Flores, Barry Sanders collector. So the four of us kind of being the core guys to start that group, the Super Collectors group, and watch it grow and watch it branch out. There's so many people in that group right now, and man, that group is really a no nonsense, a great super collecting. Like, people just share their cards and their collections, and they show their pickups, and it's become a great outlet for people. So I wanted to mention, and I know people are probably like, God knows, man, I don't care, dude. This is a big thing for me because this was my goal. Once I'm not going to quit collecting, but this was the goal. So, I'm gonna do it right, and stuff I want to talk about. I hadn't done a video in a minute anyway. So those guys, and a lot of others. There's been so many along the way that have contributed and given me Emmitt Smith cards, hundreds of cards. I can't name everybody. Card Dreamer messages me once or twice a week. You got this one? You got this one? You got this one? And he sends me PWEs. Josh Haley hit me up. Jacob, Michael Williams, man. Everybody, all of y'all, man. Pasqua, all of y'all, dude. I could go on and on. Everybody, so many people have sent me care packages with Emmitt's in them and hit the counter. So that's the other thing about this is really a culmination of something that I was doing, but the entire card family helped me do it. Helped me get there, and like I've got these big boxes of Emmitt's down here, and man, they're from all of y'all. So super cool, man. Just fun, and I honestly I never thought I would even get there. So very cool. Anyhow, I'm going to show a few cards, and we're going to show number 1000. I got a little bit more talking to do before I get to 1000, so I'll show a few cards, and then I'm going to stop at 9.99, and we'll talk about number 1000. We'll reveal number 1000, and then I'll let everybody go. So I appreciate everybody checking this out. I'm going to flip the camera around and get this thing rolling. Appreciate it.
What's up, everybody? Let's update the Emmitt count. Super Collectors Unite!
All right, so let's get that counter rolling. Let's start off with, how about a numbered card? 97, and this is Pinnacle Totally Certified, and this is the blue parallel. You see that's numbered 2074 out of 24.99. I love Totally Certified. Gorgeous cards. You see the nice shine on it. And the great thing is there's other colors. So you see I also have the red. I know not a huge rainbow spilling out here, but I do have the red. I'm not sure how many others there is. If there's a mirror gold in this. If there is a mirror gold, like those are the difficult and tough ones to get. So, but super cool to have the blue and the red. So get these out of the way. Second up, how about 2016 Panini Prism? And this is another, well, not another, the other one isn't really a rainbow, but I am kind of working on this rainbow. This, as you can see, is 75 out of 99, and this is an absolutely beautiful card. Wow. That's the purple scope. Love these, man. I love the scope cards, I guess you call them. And just like the other, we'll show you a rainbow. So here's what I've got of a rainbow so far. The base, the prism, the green, the orange. I might have those backwards. I think the orange out of $2.99, the blue out of $1.99, the purple that I just showed out of $99, and I think that's like the green Power or something like that out of 49. Nice little rainbow though. I need to really check it. I haven't really looked to see what all's out there on this. I need to get this one rocking because this will probably be an easy one to come close to at least. All right, next up, and this is a card that I absolutely love, and different variants of this card I love, and I've tried to get at different times and haven't been successful. This is a 2003 Topps Chrome Emmitt Smith, and this is the X-Fractor. They're numbered, the gold X-Fractor. They're numbered out of 101, 11 out of 101. This one came in the sealed Topps case with the little sticker on it, said Topps and everything. I had to make a decision, you know, do I want to leave it in there? And if I was in the resale market, maybe I do. But I'm in the I want it to look good market, and that thing was just dirty. The sticker was starting to peel, you know, but it had never been taken out of there. But I thought it looked much better in its own, you know, brand new, clean one touch. And it's got a bag on it right now, so you can't 100% see the shine. But that's the gold X-Fractor. There's some other parallels of this. And you see it's a transaction going to the Cardinals. I just think those are gorgeous cards. I've got a Warwick Dunn like this too that I've tried to sell a couple times and don't have any big Warwick Dunn fans. So that one definitely hits the counter. Next up, one of my favorite products is Immaculate. So I figured why not get me a little game used piece of Emmitt Immaculate action. Here we got 2018, and I aspire to get to Antonio Collazo's relic game. Like his relic box for Peyton Manning, insane. So one day I'm going to get there. 2018 Panini Immaculate Collection football. Game used material. And again, this one's got a bag on it. Already bagged her up. But she is very pretty, very shiny. 13 out of 22. Game used. Gotta love Immaculate, right? That puts us 2 away from 1,000. Gorgeous. All right. And got $9.99 coming up. How about another Immaculate? Let's keep it rolling, right? This is 2019 Immaculate. And as you can see, it's a quad Emmitt Smith, Walter Payton, Barry Sanders, and Adrian Peterson. Game used material. Smith, Payton, Sanders. I don't know why they do that. Player worn Peterson. Like, you really couldn't get your hands on a player worn piece for AP. Seems like they could, but they didn't. But either way, the guys I want were game used. And this is for the all-time greats right here. And I love this card. Blam. It's Immaculate Collection Monuments, number 18 out of 49, quad relic. And I tell you one thing I love as much as the relics in this card are just the images. I mean, you know, look at Barry, man. Barry's chilling right there. But that's for just absolute the greatest of all time right there. You can argue about who's the best, but that is 4 of the greatest. So I thought that was a nice addition for $9.99. We'll put it right there. All right, I think we're about ready to reveal 1,000. So I'm going to turn the camera around one more time and do a little chat.
I would appreciate it if everybody in the chat would put in how much they're going to send me and then send it to my PayPal. And we're going to do something crazy for somebody right now. Let's do something crazy. Serious, guys. $5, $10. It all adds up, and it'd be something just weird, crazy. Let's do it.
All right, so everybody knows who that is. That's Jimmy Guns, my homie, Jimmy. So popped up in Jimmy's auction Saturday night, just popping through. I don't think I've ever bought anything from Jimmy. I was just popping through his auction, saying what's up. I usually try to with Jimmy and Eloy. I try to at least pop in there and say what's up, maybe push a couple cards. I don't mean push them like that, but say like, man, that's a Hall of Famer, that's a nice card, just shoot some chat, do anything to keep the auctions going, keep people talking. That's what I was doing that night. Popped in Jimmy's auction. He's like, what's up, man? And let me back up. I met Jimmy at National this past year. Had opportunity to chill with him, chat, and really, the conclusion I came to after meeting Jimmy is we kind of like had been missing out on one another. Like we knew of one another, but we had been missing out on each other because I'm not saying we're similar or we're the same dude or nothing like that, but we're same souls, I guess is the way I would put it. There's just sometimes you meet people, man, and you just know, and that's what I got from meeting Jimmy, and just a good experience meeting him, hanging out with him, and I just knew. And there's more than that, and we've chatted since then and shared a lot of our story with one another, and just a solid dude, man. And everything he does, he doesn't do like what I'm getting ready to talk about. He doesn't do that stuff for a guy like me to talk about him or gush over him or for any to get anything in return. And then I guess leading up to Saturday night, Jimmy and I had put together or worked together to put together a couple big packages for a couple other tubers. One of them being Card Dreamer. Jimmy had helped me out with that one, and the other one I can't say because he's not got his stuff yet. But Jimmy was huge on helping me put that one together, and he's got a whole nother community out there in Twitter land. This whole other group of guys, and he's liked and admired and loved in this community. And that's why I was saying the card family is more than just YouTube or Facebook. It's all of us. So anyhow, happened into his auction, and he's like, let's do something nice for somebody. And he started asking, as you saw, hey, just shoot me some money. I sent $5. And it turns out it was me. It was me that he was putting all that together for. And none of those guys knew who. None of those guys knew what. No one knew what was going to happen. And by the way, the names scrolling across the bottom are everyone that contributed to what I'm about to show. A lot of these guys I don't know. He also told them all to follow me. I don't get an alert if somebody follows me. So if you're watching and I haven't followed you back, man, feel free to comment and I will follow you. But he asked all these guys to follow me. I don't know. A lot of people did. I think my subs went up. But man, these guys just freely just donated money. And Jimmy said, I want you to use that money to get your 1,000th Emmitt Smith. And I was blown away. I'm like, man, I don't know what I'm gonna do. This was a big amount of money. I don't know what I'm gonna do, and so I wanted to take this time to explain why I did what I did. And I kind of vetted it with Jimmy, but I kind of didn't. I didn't tell him exactly what I was gonna do. And I know he wanted me to get a card, but one thing about this super collectors group that we determined is, you know, you can make anything you want count. So we've always messaged each other and we say, hey, does this count as an addition to my collection? And some guys say no, some say yes, but the end answer is you can count whatever you want. And so I'm definitely going to enact that here for number 1,000. Secondly, you know, with my Emmitts, I mean, believe me, there's a lot of cool Emmitt Smith cards out there. There's a lot of cards I want. But as far as like high end, ultra expensive, I kind of got what I wanted. You know, I kind of have the cards I wanted. I got my own card auto, you know, and the stuff that I did want, that anything that I would have wanted more than that, you know, wouldn't even equal the amount of money that Jimmy raised. And I think and Jimmy doubled it, by the way. So they contributed and then Jimmy doubled it. So I don't know how I'm gonna get you back, man. And he's gonna say you don't have to. It doesn't matter, but I don't know how I'm gonna get you back. But so I talked to my wife, and my first thought was I'm gonna take this money and I'm gonna go buy an immaculate auto or something, and I'm gonna send the rest of the money back to Jimmy. And a few things have been happening at this time, but my wife was down here when Jimmy was doing this, by the way, and speaking about me. She was watching all this go down, and she says, you know, and I hope you're watching this, Jimmy, because I really wanted to explain everything. She says, you know, you need to start learning how to take a compliment. You need to start learning how to let people do stuff for you. So I've always been a giver and a doer my entire life, a fixer. I do for other people, and I have problems accepting compliments, letting people do things for me. And my wife's like, he wanted to do this for you. Take it and do what you want. Get what you want, you know, do what you want to do with it. And I'm thinking about that, and I'm like, yeah. And then I thought, you know, I know Jimmy, and I'm like, that I think that's what Jimmy would want me to do. So that's what I did. And there's a couple other things that play into this. Number one, there's this. So this is a Michael Irvin autographed jersey that Dime Wild, it originated from Dime Wild, but Card Family went in on this, including Jimmy. And then this was from Baseball Collector, and this is a Mel Renfro autographed jersey. So throughout my life, I've got a lot of different memorabilia and different things, and I've always tried to take shortcuts to not spend so much money. So, you know, I'll try to frame my own jersey, or, you know, make some homemade frames or whatever. And, you know, since I got married, my wife's been encouraging me. She's like, you've got some nice stuff. She was like, take the time to do it right. And just so happens that day that Jimmy did his auction, my wife and I were out and about, and, you know, we're going to be in the market for a home soon. And so we were out and about looking at houses, new construction, walking these houses, and, you know, we're looking at them, and she's like, this can be your room, you know, this can be your cave, your man cave, your card room, whatever it is you want to call it. And she's like, you need to take those jerseys, spend the money, and get them framed, matted like you want. And I'm not knocking anybody that does it. This is just me and how I'm feeling. And she's like, and don't, you know, don't go buy the $40 hanger frame. She's like, you know, you want it to be a certain way, you know, do it the way you want. Hang on, I'm getting a message. I know this is long. I can't, if anybody watches this whole thing, you're doing good. So that played into my decision with number 1,000 also, because I wanted to get something that I truly wanted, and something that I would never, ever have gotten in my previous circumstances. So that's what I did. I got something that I won't have to do anything else to it. I can tell you, I'm looking at it right now, and where it is right now is not its final destination. This is going to end up on a wall in our, me and my wife, in our new home when we do that, and this will be hanging on the wall. And it's right in front of me. I'm at my card table, sitting directly across from me, and that's where it's going to be until that time. But all of you guys whose names come across the bottom, Jimmy, can't thank you enough, man. The entire card family, group, Facebook, Twitter, everybody that helped make all of this happen. Everybody has a part of this. And I know this is all super cheesy, but it's a big deal, man. So I've never had anybody do anything like this for me. And for me, the step that I had to take, I mean, how do you do someone doing that justice? What kind of video do you make to give that justice? How do you do it? You don't. You can't do it justice. How do you repay that? I don't know. It's like you just accept it. And that's what I decided to do. And so, man, I can say thank you over and over again. But you know I love you, man. You know I appreciate what you did, and I appreciate everybody else too. I don't even know most of those guys whose names went across the bottom of the screen. Comment in this video. I'll shoot y'all a sub. I need to get up in that Twitter community. But just an amazing act of generosity and kindness. And that's ever since I've been in this group, you know, that's all I've ever seen. And from almost the first week I was in here, Trillinator was the first person to send me something. Anybody remember Trillinator? I was nobody in this. I had 5 subs and the dude sent me something. But when that's what keeps people around, man, the kindness and the love and the generosity. And you know, I really think in Jimmy's case, man, he gets it. That's what he loves to do. You know, he that's what keeps him going. And I think a lot of us. So I appreciate y'all. Appreciate this. So without further ado, I'm gonna turn the camera around and I will show Emmitt number 1000. And just let me say before I do this, the counter is done. This is number 1000. The counter will no longer be dinging. I will still be collecting Emmitt Smith and getting Emmitt Smith cards. The counter won't go off. I will still update the count and I will still keep the spreadsheet. But I did a video one time hundreds ago and I said, they broke the Emmitt counter. Jimmy, you broke the counter, man. This is it. The counter is broken. It's time to move on to something else. And this is it. And like I said, this is something, I hope you're not disappointed I didn't get a car, but this is something that, man, this is what I wanted. This is something that I never could have gotten. I could have, right? We all can, but you just can't. So I thank you. And all right, here it is. All right, so we'll do it like this. I'm sitting in my chair there. There's the other couple jerseys. Cards back there. There it is. That's number 1000 right there. Let's go ahead and hit the counter. Right? Couldn't figure out what I wanted, but this is it, man. That is absolutely beautiful. It fulfills everything that I wanted. A home jersey, the silver ink auto, the blue too on the right hand side, matted. Got the Cowboys pictures there. Of course, it is a nice jersey with raised letters, not no junk, and it does have it is Beckett authenticated. And that's where it's going to live. That's where number 1000 is going to live for the near future. How cool is that somebody would do that for someone else? That's all I got. Appreciate y'all watching. Keep it real. I'm out.